imagine having your dream wedding at your favorite place on earth. I hope everybody get that experience because it's actually lovely. You know, when things go according to your vision or plan, I think they're just so nice to see. There is an energy that especially when it comes to wedding planning or wedding content, there is an energy. As a number one consumer and creator of wedding content, I know there's an energy it gives when we just know when this wedding is. It's about the couple and not just for wedding culture or trends. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Valentino's Weddings, where we have wedding conversations. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button. Check out the videos. There are multiple contents on this channel. Check out the videos. Don't forget to share your thoughts. It's very important you share your thoughts on this in the comment section, please. Just tell me what you're thinking. You disagree on something I said, let me know in the comment section. You agree with me, also let me know in the comment section. And yes, in today's video, we're talking about the last part of Temi Otedola and Oluwatosin Ajibade, popularly known as Mr. Eazi'S wedding. Temi Otedola and Mr. Eazi Oluwatosin Ajibade had their wedding ceremonies in 3 different locations. So the first one was in Monaco, which I talked about in last month of September. The next ceremony was Yoruba traditional wedding in Dubai, and the final ceremony took place in Iceland, which the couple called their favorite place on earth. It's also a destination wedding, and with destination weddings, there are multiple events. So they had a welcome party, they had a church ceremony or vow ceremony, they had a reception, they had an after party, they had a post wedding event which took place at a hot spring. So let's talk about it. So just like the traditional wedding ceremony and the Monaco ceremony, the fashion for this wedding, the fashion for all their events was a key thing that stood out for the couple. But like I said in my last video, I love the fashion, but I felt like the other details got me more. So for fashion, we saw them in multiple outfits for this Iceland wedding. So we saw Temi Otedola in a dress by Valentino. We saw her in a piece by her major wedding dress was by Fendi. Her reception dress was by House of Gills, and her after party dress was a short mini dress by Ludovic Saint-Sarin. And for Mr. Eazi, he wore a piece by Saint Laurent. We also saw him in a Louis Vuitton jacket. So stunning fashion pieces. But I think when it comes to Mr. Eazi, I felt like, in my opinion, I think looking at his wedding wardrobe, and I talked about this in another video, short content. So subscribe to this channel. So when I make the short videos or first impression videos, I do that a lot with short YouTube short content. It's just my first reaction. And so you get that first before you see a full detailed video like this one later. Looking at Mr. Eazi's wardrobe, entire wardrobe from the Monaco event to the Iceland event, I felt like he looked his best, and just my opinion, I think he looked his best in for the white wedding. The first look was the Saint Laurent suit, black, well fitted. The second one, Alexander McQueen, also really nice. So I think if we're giving best dress title to a groom, for me, this wardrobe, his white wedding wardrobe, was where my selection would have come from. So, this is a best dressed groom of 2025, and this was what he wore. He looks absolutely sharp and dapper. Yes, that's the word, dapper in his suit. But let me know. Tell me your favorite look for Mr. Eazi's wedding wardrobe. But the suits were absolutely my favorite. And for Temi Otedola, this white wedding, I think all her pieces were just stunning. Her church wedding dress was really lovely. The fabric had a marble effect. It was inspired by Hollywood actress Audrey Hepburn's wedding dress from 1954. Yes, the reason I like this dress, and I talked about this too in another video, the reason I like her church wedding dress is the fact that I think it's a dress that can be repurposed. Do you agree with me? Looking at the marble fabric, the way the dress was designed, the sleeves, the neck, I feel like it's a dress that can be used for a formal occasion, an anniversary celebration, or any event in the future. Well, let me know what you think. The major reason I like this dress, I love the fabric, the marble effect. I think how she picked, it was called shoes too, that had that same marble effect. But the reason I love the wedding dress is the fact that it can be repurposed. Even the reception dress, looking at the reception dress closely again, the lace high neck gown long sleeve, what's it called, dress with. She had a cape over it by House of Gills. It's another piece too that can be repurposed. So lovely, stunning wardrobe. I get why. I totally understand why the wardrobe is a favorite thing for a lot of people. But I just feel like there are other details that you should see. Like, why am I talking about this? That's just my vibe. All around, the fashion was nice. But let's talk about the theme. Because when she spoke to Vogue magazine feature, they got featured on Vogue magazine. She described the theme as darkly romantic, and I love it. So after the church ceremony, the major ceremony, the next venue was the reception. That's where we got to see more of the wedding themes. It took place on a farm. It's called Kefi Farm. They brought in a glass tent into the farm, and so stunning. So it's a farm that has wild horses. So when you look through the photos, you see some wild horses running around, and you also see the stunning backdrop of the Icelandic mountains, the greenery. Such an amazing location, in my opinion. I was looking through the post the other day, and I saw someone left a comment saying that Iceland is one wedding location. I'll look for the comments, but I saw it in a post that the team that organized this did fantastic, because Iceland is one location that you experience logistic challenges when you are bringing in things and all that, because the planner or the production team that handled this were not based in Iceland, so they had to come in. So you have to work with local vendors, you have to import the things you need to import and all that. But the best was just when I read comment, I said, "Oh, this makes sense. That's true." Organizing this really did take a lot, and the production team actually said, shared on their Instagram page, that it took about 3 weeks to set up the reception venue, and it came out really stunning. Temi Otedola shared to Vogue magazine that for the design this time, when it came to the white wedding, she wanted to bring the wide nature of Iceland incorporated in the design. So looking through the photos, you see the use of fog, volcanic stone. If the reception style were about two long, really long tables, and you see like a foggy river in the middle with red color lilies, then you see the moose around it, the little bit of greenery here, the volcanic stones. The tablescape was absolutely stunning, in my opinion. It matches the theme, which is darkly romantic, which she described. I see the element of bringing the wide nature of Iceland indoors. I think it was perfect. But what do you think? The waterfall element of Iceland was also incorporated, so you see the foggy river and all that. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section. What I think, I absolutely love the wedding style. And looking at it again, let me just say this here in this video. The reception, the glass tent, of course, you're not new when it comes to weddings, but I do have a feeling that this might be a thing at Nigerian weddings in 2026. Quote me, mark my word. When it comes to the African wedding space, I think I see more glass tent weddings more in South Africa than in Nigeria. But something's telling me that watch out for them next year. Watch out for glass tent weddings in 2026. People were saving this wedding. Temi Otedola and Mr. Eazi'S wedding photos are on people's phones, and I have a strong feeling we'll see glass tent weddings in 2026. But let me know your thoughts of what you thought of the design. What do you think of the fashion? Let me know in the comment section. What you thought of the design? Let me know in the comment section. But I think it was perfect. With the white wedding ceremony, so one thing that stood out for me was the photos. Yes, they used the same team of photographers that they used from the Monaco wedding, the Yoruba traditional wedding, and this Iceland wedding. But if I'm looking through all the photos, I feel, or in my opinion, I feel like the Iceland wedding photos were just my favorite. I think the Iceland wedding photos were just top notch. The photographers, the photographic team, they did very exceptional in the other events, but for this Iceland wedding was just one I stood up and like, amazing. This is it. The greenery in the photos, spark, everything just perfect when it comes to the photo style. The photographer's photography style actually shone, in my opinion, for the Iceland wedding, and I love it so much. Doesn't mean the traditional wedding and the other ones were terrible, not at all. But I appreciated it more in the Iceland wedding. They were photographed by Jose Villa and his team. Now I'm thinking of it. Did they not have a pre-wedding photo shoot? That's something we didn't get to see. Maybe they did, but they decided not to share. But they never shared their pre-wedding photos. All we saw was the wedding photos shared to us. But tell me your favorite part of this wedding. The reception, one highlight for the reception was John Legend, American singer John Legend performing their first dance, and he also performed other song, but their first wedding dance song was All of Me. And Temi Otedola was looking, it was a nice, I saw videos online and it was a nice moment. She shared that. It was lovely to see. After the wedding reception in the glass tent at the farm, they had an after party where we got to see Temi Otedola in the short dress, and that's when they wore their custom jackets by Louis Vuitton. Yeah. And the theme was Underground Night Club. We saw red neon lights. We saw their monogram being incorporated again in food and drinks. Just lovely. The fact that you did not attend the wedding, you can't really say much. So you just, the highlights and a few things you saw or spotted are just all you can talk about. The final part was the final event at the Arctic beach. Really cool. It's called the Hammersvik Hot Spring. So the final celebration was the beach party that had a hot spring. And one thing with this wedding we got to see a lot of was their wedding merch. They had food vendors over. I did see they had pizza, and I did see what's it called? Illustration of the couple. So illustration of Temi Otedola and Mr. Eazi. These are one of the details you love to see at a wedding as a guest. So they had pizza and they called it pizza. Just a nice wedding or party idea. Just so cool. And for this after party, we saw Temi Otedola in a dress by Alaya and Mr. Eazi in a piece by Bottega. But the final celebration was mostly, I think they had family members there too, but from the photos you see a lot of their friends were there, a DJ on standby, and they just had fun swimming and having a good time. For this final event, got to see their wedding merch a lot. You saw sunglasses with bathrobes with their wedding monogram. You saw tote bags with their wedding monogram on it. So just wedding merch. For this final party, you got to see their wedding merch, and everything looks just nice and lovely. Well, let me know what you think. What was your favorite part of the white wedding ceremony? I didn't focus so much on the fashion. I just talked about a couple of things I like. Let me know what you like about the event. And I think that's all for the event. We definitely know this wedding will inspire upcoming weddings, and I can't wait to see what role this wedding play in other weddings. But one thing I think, and I've said this before, people should take from this wedding is the fact that it was about the couple. It was about the couple. The final celebration took place at their favorite place in the world. So draw inspiration for that. What do you like? What do you like to do? Incorporate that in your event. And you see that you have a nice celebration. You know that thing when people say, "Oh, I did not like my wedding and all that." When you do what you really want or you like, it's a nice experience. Let me just summarize it that way. But the Otedola first wedding happened in Monaco. I talked about that. The second wedding happened in Dubai. I talked about that also, and this final celebration. Tell me your favorite wedding. Is there anything that inspired you about this wedding? Let me know in the comment section. This is Valentino Knows Weddings, where we have wedding conversations. Don't forget, it's for wedding culture. Don't forget to hit subscribe button, share your thoughts, like this video, share with your friends, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.